Hello everybody, Big Planes here, and on this update I have a lot to talk about on the 737 project. So since you saw it last, we were about right here, and since then I have made an extension, and I'm going to remove the roof here so you can see the inside. I've actually made it right here where it attaches and detaches right there. Sorry, pointing right there so you can see it, and the whole nose comes off right there. And what I'm hoping to accomplish with this plane is portability. That's where I'm trying to go with that one right there. But what else that I've done up here at the nose, and as I've stated before in many other videos, and like a lot of you guys have stated in the comment section below, the nose is going to be one of the trickiest parts of this aircraft, mostly because it's very complicated. It's very recognizable as a 737 nose, and it's something I have to capture correctly. Not like I had already captured the engines correctly, but capturing the nose correctly, well, that's a whole different story. So what I've done here is I've actually took these plates and lined it up directly to the blueprint below. So it turns out that a 3x12 plate, wedge plate, along with a 3x6 plate stacked in this configuration will get us the exact geometry or shape we need for the nose. Very accurate. So what I've done, and I know a lot of people, once they figure that out, would have just used these as the front, but since we don't want ours to have that, because here, let me show you. With these plates right here, and this is something that I have learned over time, is that when you have them that are lined up like this, as you can see that would line up really well to the actual aircraft. When you have them like this, and you have these on the outside leading edge, you're going to get these like stud markers down here towards the bottom, and I really don't like how that looks. So what I'm actually going to do is I move them in by one stud on each side, so now I can run bricks on the outside but use these as a sort of template on the inside to gauge this. So what I'll do now is this brick right here will run this brick right here will run along the outside of this plate, and then there'll be a hinge right here that'll hinge another brick in like this, and then right here it won't be this narrow at the end. It'll be about 4 studs at the end, and then we'll have the radome out here. So when all that is done, you won't be able to see the wedge plates and the ugliness that comes with them, but the inside will still have that very clean line, and the nose will have the correct shape and geometry. So that's sort of what I've figured out with the nose. If you didn't understand anything I just said, that's okay, because you'll understand it when it's finished. But this is something that I'm very excited about. This sort of shows you the length of the aircraft. You can see you can kind of understand what it's going to look like because it comes out about to here. So I'm hoping this thing's going to be under the 3,000 part limit. I did a little bit of research, a wee bit of research, right? And I was wondering, would they even let this be an applicant on the LEGO Ideas if it was close to the 3,000 parts limit? Because I was doing a little research, and there are actually mocks that are larger than this, larger than this is going to be, that we're able to make it onto LEGO Ideas, or at least get voted on. So I'm hoping that we can keep this thing at or below the 3,000 parts limit, right? And get this thing on LEGO Ideas so y'all can vote for it and give it a slim but possible chance of becoming a set. And the whole idea with the 737 here is not to get this exact design as a set. That would be awesome if this exact design was a set. But I think anybody who's collected the LEGO airplanes and tried to build an airport out of it knows there really is no realistic LEGO plane. And I've chosen this one to try to be the thing that breaks that trend. Everything from this point on has been unrealistic, used pre-molded parts, and it's just not like a real plane should be. I'm trying to change that. This plane is going to try to be as realistic as is possible to become a set. So that's my really ultimate goal here, and I'm going to try to keep this thing as small and as I can for the plane that it is. It is a 737, so it's going to be a decent sized aircraft, but compared to like the 747, it's pathetically small, so we don't think we need to worry about that. But yeah, the most of the headway that's been made lately is up here towards the nose. Not a huge amount of physical headway, but a huge amount of design headway, because now we know how it's going to be built, and we know how the roof is going to be built. I was able to extend it out a little further, so it can now cover most of this. Again, this is going to be attached quite a bit better when this thing is done. Do not worry about this. And again, the wings out here, I've actually thought of a design on how to eliminate this right here, because that really bugs me, and the engine pylon will be a little better, so don't worry. But this out here, this is where it's going to get fun. And really, there's 3 things on an aircraft that you have to capture correctly, in order for the aircraft to be successful. And these are the three things that I always consider whenever I build a plane. You need to get the leading edge correct. So like this right here, this has to be smooth, it has to look good. You have to get the leading edge good because that's what people will first see. Then you have to get the engines correct. If you don't get the engines correct, or if they're not looking right, or they're a little off, people will notice it, and it will ruin the look of your aircraft. And the third thing, and possibly the most important thing when building an aircraft, is to get the nose right, because this is like the face of the aircraft. This is what people see. This is what people judge your plane off of, whether you like to admit it or not, whether you have a nice tail or a nice wing or whatever. The nose is what people kind of judge your plane off of. So it's crucial, just absolutely crucial, that we do a good job on the nose, because the nose is what people see first, and it's sort of like the face of the aircraft, like I stated before. So this is going to be tricky. It's about the 10, 12 studs wide, and I have the general geometry of the nose already figured out, so we're good in that regard. It's just going to take some time to figure out how to get all the complex shapes and windscreen pieces and all that sort of stuff in there too. So yeah, I know I've been talking for an awful long time at this point, and I'm going to wrap this video up. This is just a quick update on the nose of the 737 project, and that's all I really have for this one. Bye for now.